This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Sketchbook Series Man-E Faces, the heroic human robot monster. Now this one is a bit more interesting in that he has more of an Egyptian look to him, I guess, or like when I look at it, it just kind of reminds me of like the kind of ancient Egyptian artwork and stuff that we saw or that was popular in the 80s and 70s. I guess what I'm trying to say is he looks like he's inspired by what we thought of as ancient Egypt back in those days. Though, interestingly enough, looking at this figure from here, it looks like he's actually mostly using parts from the Origins Man-E Faces, the regular one, you know? But we'll get a better look at that in a bit. When we turn to the side, we do see our original Origins Man-E Faces there, and our sketchbook version up at the top. Again, more sketchbook here. It looks like Snake Mountain's in the background over there. Here we see him changing into 3 different forms. There's like the little comedy, tragedy, and anger masks. I've never seen an anger one for that, but you know, whatever. We get a nice bit of artwork here with him colored in, wearing his cloth item. And then on the back, we see a lot of stuff that looks very, very new, in fact. But first off, we see Man-E Faces with his different faces. And honestly, if that's supposed to be the robot one, it looks more like a ninja, like he was inspired by Nightbird from Transformers. But there's an interesting looking ship back there and some other weird looking creature. I swear to God, that thing looks familiar to me from somewhere and I cannot place it right now. But if anybody else has an idea, please feel free to mention it in the comments below. Inspired by the original concept art, Masters of the Universe presents Sketchbook Series, featuring images inspired by the original concept drawings of fan-favorite characters before they evolved into the final forms of Eternia's greatest heroes and villains. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this sucker up. Oh, the artwork continues on the inside here. Alright, so real quick, we do have his customized background. It's the same images that we saw on the front of the box. Looks very nice, honestly. I like it. It turns out that this is not cloth, but actually just painted rubber. And I wanted to point out, before we got too far, hopefully you guys can see it clearly, there's a little hooky thingy here, circle, for the arm to go into to help hold it in place. The arm itself is just a standard He-Man arm. Nothing special there. And actually, let's just go ahead and finish pulling him apart. Oh yeah, and of course, the one I got, naturally, it has the head not showing an actual face. Alright, so here's the cloth robe thing. Like I said, it just has 2 loops that help hold it in place, which honestly is good because I can't imagine how this would stay in place otherwise. Whatever this thing is supposed to represent, I am fairly certain that this is off position. Because it is not on top of any of the... Like, I'm looking at this kind of like a beak, right? So the top of the beak is not touching the bottom beak, or not lined up with the bottom beak, and it f***ing annoys me. 100% annoys me. Don't know if I can fix that or not. It's got to be glued into place. I don't know. Maybe if I heat it up after this. But yeah, that pisses me off. All right, so let's take a quick look here. I've got our Cartoon Collection Man-E Faces right here. No reuse parts on this one. All right, so we got our 3 Man-E Faces here. And yeah, the chest torso piece is the same as is the helmet on all 3 of them. So is a little turny dealy thingy. He does have a different crotch piece. And different boots. Although it is kind of interesting to note, he has like the standard He-Man boots here. Or feet, I should say. But yeah, they did reuse a lot of parts for this one. Here we have the monster face on all of them. Still think that's the best monster face out of all of them right there. Although it is kind of cool that this guy's got the 3 eyes and the tusks, but since that nose doesn't come out, it looks kind of weird. Oh, of course, I forgot. I forgot that the other many faces... Again, this was supposed to be inspired by the original art also, remember? Or was it the supposed to be mini comics? I don't remember. Maybe it was mini comics. But anyway, his faces are all in different positions compared to the other two, it looks like. There's his human head there, which doesn't look particularly human when you get right down to it. He's also got the best robot head, too, to be honest with you. Although it kind of reminds me of Simon, the Cybermen from Doctor Who. That face reminds me of the Cybermen from Doctor Who. And again, that one just looks like the ninja from Transformers. But that's the actual figure comparison. And now I can't get the arm back in place. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. Okay, like I said, though, his legs and his arms are just He-Man standard, or Masters Universe standard, if you want to put it that way. New boots, new diaper. New boots and new diaper, that's it. As well as this, and his weapon, where it's off-center. Alright. So, like previously, you can turn the head, and the face moves with it. So we still got that articulation. There's no up and down on there. Can't remember if you can pop it off. I'm not going to try. Maybe if this guy actually shows up in store, because I had to order him online to get him, and he goes on clearance, maybe I'll get some other ones. So maybe I'll display multiple heads on him at some point. I don't know yet. I have not done that with any of the other many faces in the Origins line. Mostly because they've been a bitch to try to get my hands on to start with, so I didn't really try to get multiples. But articulation-wise on the arms now, we can lift it up and down. Well, okay, we can lift it up. Okay, we can finally make it down. I think I'm still having a problem with it not being seated right. So that's actually probably just a problem with my figure. But it could be a problem, period, with all of them. Who knows? And then we can spin it. We can't really move it all around like with a lot of times when we have like capes and stuff, because it is attached to his arm. So we can't really force it all the way around like we normally would. We have a less than 90 degree on the elbow, and we can spin it at the peg part. It straightens out, but not quite fully straight. We can spin him all around, and he does go all around at the waist. What a waist. And he can kick forward about that far. And kick back about that far. Standard MOTU articulation. He can spread his legs like that to do a high kick. We can bend the knee. And we can twist it on the pin a little bit if we want. There is the boot cut. Hinge up and down. And a spin all around. By the way, if anybody knows, like, is this something from mythology at all, too? Does anybody know that offhand? Because if it is, please let me know. So what do I think overall on these figures? Well, this figure, I should say. I do like this many faces. I think he looks pretty cool. I really do dig the heads. Like the monster one is way different from what we've seen before, although because of its difference, it does seem a little bit tiny inside the helmet. It's kind of unfortunate I don't have 3 of these many faces to have all the faces up to show in this, but I don't, so I can't. Instead, we just get this, right? He has a lot of reused parts, although maybe because they reused that stuff is probably why we were able to get the cape. I'm trying to imagine how they would have done that cape back in the 80s if they had made this figure then, and it probably would have just been some cheap, thin, plasticky crap. And although it probably would have still fit in his arm sockets, I'm sure, because we could pop off the arms back then. I am still very, very cross about weapon. I don't even know what that is supposed to be exactly, but being the fact that it's off center like that just really grates on me. It is bothering me every time I see it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I might try to heat it up, see if I can force it. It's a hard plastic though, so it might be one of those things that it'll snap and break if I really try too hard. That may be another reason for me to try to get another Manny Faces for the Sketchbook series, just to be able to fix that issue. You know what I mean? I think this would be a nice addition to your Masters of the Universe Origins line. And if you've been collecting the Sketchbook series, I'm assuming you're going to go for this one anyway. So I would just say do it. If you're, he's probably available online at target.com, but I don't know if he is in stores yet. I haven't seen him. But why don't you guys let me know what you think of this figure in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this look at our Sketchbook series Manny Faces, please feel free to club that like button with your f***ed up club. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, you can subscribe. Go ahead and beat on that notification bell. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.